Hi Aquarius, welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to do your weekly love tarot card reading. I know it's late, baby, but it's coming. Okay, it's here. Don't forget to like the video, hype the video, like, share, and subscribe if you'd like to book a personal reading or you want me to read you at the end of any of my lives, which are currently on Sunday. That information is in the description box below as well. It's the same link. If you want memberships, if you go over to the subscribe, where the subscribe button normally is, and click join, you will get that information, okay? The pricing and the levels. This is a general reading, of course. Some things may resonate, some things may not, but it doesn't negate the things that resonate, okay? So, like I said, you got to understand, if I say something about something and it doesn't apply to you, just say, okay, that doesn't apply to me, because there are other people here that have to get their messages, and it's not always, you know, everything's not going to make sense to you because it's not your message. I'm gathering information from a lot of different guides for a lot of different people, and y'all need to understand that, okay? Okay, here we go. New people, welcome to the channel. I'm glad that you are here, but we need to get some shit straight if you want to fucking be here, okay? Number one, if you have a problem in any capacity with profanity, you gotta go. Cause you just heard me, right? I cuss all the time. F-bombs are the norm here. If you don't like that, you need to get the fuck out of here, okay? Number two, if you think you're James Cameron, or you think you fucking Steven Spielberg, or you a fucking film student and you think you want to tell everybody on the, in the YouTube space how to run their fucking channel, this ain't the place for you, baby. Cause this a motherfucking dictatorship up in here, and I don't play that, okay? You can make suggestions all fucking day long, but come in trying to say shit to me and, and talking to me like I work for you, we don't do that here, okay? That is a blatant form of disrespect. And if you don't want to get disrespected, I would advise you to approach me respectfully, okay? All right. Or don't approach me at all if you're trying to direct my channel. Let me put it like that, okay? All right, let's move on. If you can get past them two rules, I applaud you for being here, and I welcome you. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this reading, Aquarius. Okay. All right, Aqua babies. Let's see what Spirit has to tell your weird asses today. You know, it's me too. I love you. Okay. Another sign that I read for this week got the same card. It says mirror. Relationships, dynamics, honesty. It says the mirror shows your relationship dynamics. Be honest with your role. And they're playing Michael Jackson. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. So, or woman. Okay. So Spirit is telling you, you got to look at how your actions and the way you move contribute to the things that are occurring in your life, Aquarius. Okay. So, for instance, let's say, okay, because a lot of Aquarians in here, me included, because I'm Aquarian rising, Aquarius rising. A lot of people have been dragged, right? But you have to start to ask yourself, when you go back and look at those things where you're healing, you got to ask yourself, okay, in this specific, relationship, or in all my relationships, when I started to get mistreated, I started to be mistreated by other people, what was it about me that made me continue to stay in that dynamic, okay? And then the word loyalty was coming up to me as well, okay? Because I feel like, as an Aquarian, as y'all being Aquarians, you know that when you get in with us, we are loyal, right? I don't feel like it's just a Scorpio concept. I feel like Aquarians are loyal too, all right? But saying that, I also feel like we sometimes use that type of shit as a crutch. And instead of it helping us, it harms us. And what I mean by that is that we use that to justify the fact that we don't want to get up and disrupt our lives because of the way someone else is acting, right? And, like I told you, that's a form of betrayal. That's what Spirit is telling me. That's a form of betrayal, because you are essentially saying that other person's feelings mean more to you than your own, because you don't want to get up and disrupt your life. Some of us are lazy when it comes to relationships, and we don't want to rock the boat. That's what I hear, because I hear Aaliyah, rock the boat, work the middle. That's what I hear. So Spirit is saying you can't be afraid. And then I hear the other song, the older one, don't rock the boat, baby, rock the boat, don't tip the boat over. So I hear all of these things. So I feel like Spirit is telling you, you can't be afraid to rock the boat. I keep telling you, you can't be afraid to be that motherfucker or to be that bitch. You got to be who you need to be, because better you be that, and people are calling you those names because you stand up for yourself and you set your boundaries, Aquarius, rather than you being called that by people who are pretending to be your fucking friends and smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. The backstabbers. Better that they calling it, you giving them a reason to call you that, than for you trying to placate people, and then them doing it anyway because they ain't fucking loyal, because they ain't showing up the way that they should, because they're not reciprocating. Okay. All right. Let me clarify. I want to clarify. I had this deck, but I need to clarify this card. So you can't be afraid to look at yourself, because I keep trying to tell you, if you want to get better, be better, do better, you got to look at the baby and be like, I love the fuck out of you, but we got to see where you are going wrong, like where we are not, living up to our full potential, okay? So we got the law of attraction that is clarifying the mirror card, right? So it says we attract what we are. See, that's what I need y'all to understand that. We can think all day long about what the fuck we want, but if you're not showing up in that energy, sweetie, you're not going to get what it is you want. That's what Spirit wants you to understand, okay? It says, use the law of attraction to manifest your perfect match by being the perfect match to yourself first. So all those things that you want these other people to give you, that where you're putting, a lot of you may be giving your power to these other people, right? Outside of you, and saying, oh, if this person could just do this for me, or if they could just show up for that, I would just this and that and this and that. And so you got to get out of that energy, sweetheart, because you shouldn't ever have to be in pick-me energy for fucking anybody, because that's what that is. Saying, oh, I'll bend over backwards and I jump through these hoops and I do this. But this is the way we were raised, to show up like that as a fucking pick-me, and to be so focused on pleasing other people and pushing aside our desires and pushing aside, our wants, and betraying our feelings. We were brought up like that, right? And then the people that subsequently came around us after that only reinforced that. So what Spirit is trying to tell you is you got to stop being afraid. If you have to be alone, some of y'all just gonna need to make fucking peace with it and understand that it's not a horrible thing. It is not a disease. It is not some horrible thing. It does not mean your life is over. Because like I told you, I had to turn around and walk away from all the people, places, and things that I knew in order for me to allow life, the universe, Spirit, God, to break me open in order to experience what I needed to experience in order to now have the people that are in my life now. Okay? Because I keep telling y'all, a lot of y'all are getting squads coming into your life. And what I mean by that, soul tribe, right? You're reconciling with your true soulmates in this lifetime. And I'm not saying, for some of you, it could be somebody from the past that comes back that may have seen the error of their ways. But I feel like for the majority of you, we talking about new people, right? Because I got, I feel like Spirit wants you to have everything that you want to have in this lifetime, Aquarius, but you have to know that you can have it, and you got to be willing to do the things that you need to do. And I told you, they ain't always gonna fucking feel good. Life gonna be life, and I told you, some days it's gonna feel like a bed done came up to you and clawed your fucking face off. Sometimes it feels like that, right? Because I told you, when you're going through an ascension, when you're going through all these changes, when you're doing the things that you're doing big things. shit that people, you know, people that aren't halfway on your level would never be able to deal with. Because think about the things that you've gone through, Aquarius, right? We like to look at it sometimes and say, oh my God, I've been through all this stuff, and look at it negatively. But you need to look at it positively. You need to look at it proudly. Because the stuff you've been through, a lot of people would fold. They would crumble under that bullshit. They wouldn't be able to take it, okay? Because you're being prepared for better things, better days. So if you want those better things and you want those better days, you got to get ready, because I keep telling y'all, some of y'all are going to fucking blow up in whatever it is that you do. There's going to be fucking money. There's going to be, you know, the love of your life, all of these things. But you have to prepare yourself for this stuff. Nobody comes here ready for everything. Nobody does. There are lessons that you needed to learn. There were experiences that you needed to have. And like I tell y'all all the time, we don't like it, but I'm going to say it, and I fully believe it. Sometimes pain is the best fucking teacher. Because if you look back on all those experiences, Aquarius, that you had, you realize that you had to go through that. Like the most painful things are the things that seared the lessons into your mind the strongest, so that you know nobody can ever take that away from you. And once you acquire that knowledge, it's yours. It's yours forever. And you will operate from that and have better experiences because of it. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and start the reading. Because you know I talk to y'all asses all day long. You know I love my aquas. You know that. Love y'all. It's supposed to be reversed? Okay. Hold on. These cards are flipping and I just want to see. Okay, that's the way they're coming out. Because if it's supposed to be reversed, they'll tell me. Okay. Okay, here we go, Aquarius. Thank you for your patience. Okay, first card that fell. I mean, not that fell, but the first card in the overall energy pile is the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles for me, this could be talking about financial issues for some of you. Okay, if you hear the noise, I'm sorry, Aquarius. They doing where I am. They're doing construction. And I don't know why the hell they starting this early in the morning with it, but it just is what it is, okay? So, with the Four of Pentacles, this can talk about, like, possessiveness. It can also speak of being emotionally unavailable, okay, because of the things that have happened to you. But for a lot of you, I feel like it can be talking about finances, like financial issues, okay? Underneath this, we have the Magician, all right? So, the Magician is Spirit telling you, I keep telling you, we like to give our power to people, places, and things outside of us. But Spirit is telling you, you've always had the skills, tools, and abilities that you needed to create the life and love that you desire. You just have to believe in yourself and know that you can have these things and be willing to do whatever is fucking necessary in order for you to have those things. Okay? All right. Then we have the King of Cups here. This is Cancerian energy when it shows up for me. And what Spirit is telling you with this card is it's all about balance, right? It's about opening yourself up, okay, emotionally, right? Because we're going from unavailability, emotional unavailability, to opening yourself up, like having a lot of love to give and being willing to give it, right? Because you got to open yourself up also, Aquarius, in order to receive what this person that's coming into your life, or what these people that are coming into your life are going to give you. You got to be open to receive it, okay? Then we have the Knight of Pentacles showing up here. Earth sign, or someone with a lot of earth in their chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is Spirit telling you that the things that you want, I don't even feel like this is just talking about your romantic interest, your soulmate. I don't feel like that's just what it's talking about. Not, or just your romantic soulmate. I feel like the people, places, and things that are destined for you, or that are The things that you're manifesting are always coming towards you, but they're moving slowly, and it has to do with the energy you're sitting in, how you're dealing with certain things, you know, and that's why everybody's timelines are different, because everybody comes to Jesus at in their own time. And it might be today for some of you, and it might be fucking a year later for others of you. Okay? You cannot resist what's happening, right? You got to surrender. Because if you resist what's happening, you could potentially be throwing off your timeline, but that's you doing that. So you can't get mad at spirit. You can't get mad at God. You can't get mad at the universe, because you got to look at how you're moving too. Okay? This is about you standing in your power, knowing your worth, and living your best fucking life. Live your life. That's what I hear. Okay? I'm a little hoarse because I just woke up. And then we got the Queen of Wands here. Fire sign or someone with a lot of fire in their chart. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Baby. Aquarius, you looking good out here in these streets, baby. And people see it. But this is also about you using your discernment with the Five of Swords, right? And understanding that even though you looking good out here in these streets, it don't mean that everybody has your best interest at heart. There are still people, gonna always be people who try to come into your energy and fucking try to pull the wool over your eyes, right? Try to blindside you, or try to mind game you, or, you know, it's always gonna be deceptive people in this fucking world, okay? But you are destined for greatness, I feel like, a lot of you. With this Wheel of Fortune card, this is talking about good luck. It's talking about destiny for you and your person. But let me go back to this. I hear it again. They're smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. The backstabbers. That's what I hear. And so with this Five of Swords card, I just feel like you need to be really discerning. Like I told you, you cannot... Okay, this is what Spirit was wanting you to know. That's why I went back to this card. This is about you having your standards so fucking high to a lot of these motherfuckers that wanna play games and wanna do this dirty shit here, that they won't even fucking try. That's what we looking at, okay? Because you are being watched, Aquarius, okay? I feel like by the old and the new. It could be more than one old person. It could be more than one new person. But like I said, you're gonna have to choose who and what is best for you. Okay? All right, let's clarify. Okay, look at that. Must be love on the brain. Like I said, my voice is going to be a little hoarse because I've been asleep. So it says deep love, unity, connection, right? This is what you're looking for. And you have to figure out the person who's going to give this to you to the best of their ability, because that's what it's about at the end of the day, right? Because I keep telling you, everything that you want is not always going to come in the package that you want it to come in. Sometimes, you know, like they tell you when manifesting, that a lot of times when the universe gets ready to move, it's going to be in a way like the path of least resistance, right? So you are about to bring somebody into your life that's going to bring you harmony, balance, peace, and happiness. And you need to be, you know, paying attention to who does that. Because just because sometimes we like stuff, all that's glitter, all that glitters is not gold. You have to remember that. Sometimes people might come in and they look at that. Look, what did I fucking just tell you? The squad. I told you, did I tell you that squad? I told you. I must be goddamn psychic. Look at the damn card. Reconciliation, soul tribe, close friends. Keep telling you. Spirit is telling you. You got, look, if this ain't motherfucking confirmation, I don't know what is. Those of you that want to have a child, either you want to impregnate your person or you want to have a child, Spirit is telling you, you about to be expecting soon, all right? When you get into this relationship with this person, don't rush it. That's what I tell you, don't rush it. Just allow things to happen, okay? Because I feel like it's time for us to experience the flavor of this life. I feel like we've been struggling, trying to survive for so long, for so many years, the majority of our lives, for decades, right? That now it's the time to just relax, okay? And here you go. Let's chill. Baby, let's settle down. That's what I want to do. Just me and you. That's God. That's who that is that sings that song. So I'm saying all of this to say, Spirit is telling you to just relax and surrender. Because we like this. We like this all the time, like anxious and oh my God, and this and that. And I'm like, okay. I started telling myself, we're not doing that no more. That is so fucking uncomfortable. You can't really enjoy your life like that. And like I'm trying to tell you, for a lot of you, these friends are gonna come in first. And when they come in, they're gonna be a preview of what is gonna happen with this new person. It's like your relationship with your friends are gonna be very similar to your relationship with your soulmate, only of course there's a romantic component, right? A romantic and sexual component with your soulmate. With your soulmate that you're, of course, unless you have that type of friendship, it's whatever. Okay, it's whatever. I'm just telling you what Spirit is giving me. But I feel like for the majority of you, these friends are gonna be a precursor to this person coming into your life, and I feel like it's a taster of what is to come when it comes to your person. Like, the relationship is going to be deep with your friends, but I feel like, of course, it's going to be even deeper with the person that you're supposed to be with. Okay? All right, let's move on. First thing, we're going to take a look at distant past influences. So we got the Page of Wands here, fire sign or someone with a lot of fire in their chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What I feel like Spirit is talking about with this card, right? Even though that's not normally what this card is talking about, but for me, when I talk to Spirit, this can talk about player energy, right? That's what this is saying. About somebody who's fickle, somebody who don't, give to you the way you give to them, somebody where all of this shit is just a fucking game, okay? All right, let me clarify. I'm still standing better than I ever did. Elton John. This card, Spirit. Hold on, Aquarius. Okay, yeah, it's the person. Look, I hear CC Peniston. You can just go, walk on, keep on. So it's talking about, these people either walking away from you, or you having to walk away from them. And for some of you, it could have been as serious as marriage or like a long-term committed relationship, right? Or what you thought it was supposed to be. You thought it was supposed to be that. Then we have make a move showing up here. It says swipe, speak, show up. Whatever your move is, now's the time to make it. Waiting won't align you. Action will. This is talking about those, whoever those Dusties and Questies are for each of you that want to come back from the past, okay? All right, next card we're going to talk about are the recent past influences. So the Page of Pentacles, earth sign or someone with a lot of earth in their chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What this is talking about is you and your person starting off with this one apple and the two of you together creating this huge legacy, right? So it's a love offer for something long-term, stable, and committed. So we have the cleanse here, right? So it says detox, ridding negativity, purification. So I feel like what Spirit is telling me with this card is that you know what you want, okay? And you're not afraid to do what you need to do in order to do it, right? Because I feel like some of y'all are like, hey, this shit happened, okay? I can't continue to live my life in a way to where I'm fucking afraid. I'm afraid of my own fucking shadow because I keep telling y'all that's a half-life. You're not really living. You just got to be like, you know what? This shit fucking happened, but I'm a strong motherfucker. And I'm not going to allow what some other bastards tried to do to me. I'm not going to allow that to fucking make me kowtow and bend over for this motherfucking life. I'm not going to allow that to allow what happened to me to make me stop fucking living the life that I came here to fucking live. So you got to be in that type of energy, Aquarius, okay? Because you know how they tell you in life, ain't nobody going to give you nothing. You got to go out and fucking take it, right? So you know what the fuck you went through in the past. Yes, okay? And I keep telling you, some of this shit y'all been through, other motherfuckers would have been broken because they showing me this card. There's a card with a hand and it's got a heart on it, and the heart is broken. It says broken. A lot of people, and some of you may have been broken by it and had to put yourself back together. But look at how much stronger you are. So you got to be in that same mindset and be like, fuck this. Because I told you, I refuse anymore to not live my life or to live a fucking half life because of some fucking shit I've been carrying around all my life. So you need to be doing the same thing, okay? We got the current state of your relationship. We have the Ace of Swords here. So this is about truth. It's about clarity. It's about self-awareness, about you again. Starting with the man or the woman in the mirror and looking at yourself. See how Spirit be doing these reads? I just love it. Starting with the man in the mirror or woman in the mirror and realizing certain things about yourself, being aware, because I told you, you know how they tell you, what do they say? What's the 12 steps? What do they say? Like you admitting certain things, that's just like the first step to you healing, right? So that's what needs to happen here for some of you. Because if you don't fucking see it, you cannot fix it and you cannot move on and get better, okay? All right, let's clarify. Yes, chill. Baby, let's settle down. That's what I want to do. Just me and you. So we got the pride card falling here, right? It says arrogance, ego, stubborn. Some of y'all, Spirit is saying, because, you know, normally a lot of times when we see these cards, we're talking about the other person, the Dusty and Cressy. But in this, I like this reading because Spirit is talking about y'all. Because some of y'all, it's some things that you need to hear about what the fuck is going on in your life. You need to have some come to Jesus moments, okay? There needs to be some slaps delivered, okay? I'm just going to say it like that because you got to look at it as in you're fighting for your life, Aquarius, okay? So Spirit is telling you, you got to let go of any type of ego, any type of stubbornness, of you not wanting to look at what happened. You got to look, Aquarius. I know some of y'all, you want to just close the door on that chapter and never open it again. But you have to heal yourself properly. And you have to make sure that you've extracted all the lessons that you need to extract from this before you move forward. That's what Spirit is wanting you to. It's not about you just revisiting the same thing over and over and over and over again. But one thing you also have to understand is the more you expose yourself to something, right? Let's say you're scared of something, right? That's you. Do you notice that when they do, what is it? Is it aversion therapy? What it's called? I don't remember exactly. But it, you know, the therapy where if somebody has like a crazy ass phobia, like what do they call it? You know, if they have like a really big phobia about something, they call it something like irrational. That's what I would say. Irrational fear of something. And they go to like a therapist or something like that to try to overcome certain things. That's what happens. That's how they not cure the person, right? Is like, say for instance, you got a fear of snakes, right? And you go to a therapist. What they would do is they keep exposing you to it. Like let's say they would start off, I guess, and have a snake in the room with you. Not in the very beginning, but you know what I mean. When they start that portion of the therapy, they have a snake in the room, and you would just have to sit in it. Maybe sit with it. Maybe it would be across the room, right? And then the more and more and more sessions you have, like maybe they would place the snake closer, right? And then maybe it would get to the point. But I feel like by the end, the person would keep getting exposed to it until in the end they would be able to touch it and do all these things and it not even bother them anymore, right? So that's what I feel like Spirit is telling you. You have to keep looking at things, okay, that scare you. You got to keep exposing yourself to it until you heal it, right? Because every time you look at it, it like takes away some of the fear. It takes away some of whatever those feelings are. It takes away some of that stuff. So that you know, incrementally, so that by the time you've been exposing yourself to it so much that you just like, oh, okay, it was just something that happened. I understand it. I take the lesson and I move on. And so it's not a thing of, because like, you know, some people don't want to look back on things because they say, oh, you know, it just brings it up all over again. But that's you trying to suppress it, Aquarius. And what Spirit is trying to tell you, that fucking suppression is not your friend. Because that's why I keep telling you, we've all been taught that type of shit, that you don't deal with your feelings. You just fucking shut them down, but you can't do that. You can't do that because it's like a bottle of fucking soda, right? You shove all that shit in there, right? And every time you get into some type of issue with somebody, or somebody triggers you, it's like somebody shaking that bottle, right? Or you in a can of soda. You shaking that damn can, right? And so it's going to keep getting shook and keep getting shook and keep getting shook until all of a sudden it fucking explodes. And so that's why Spirit keeps telling you, you need to go back to what it is you need to go back to, and you need to motherfucking look at it, and you need to keep fucking looking at it or doing whatever you got to do to it until it just becomes something that happened to you and not something that fucking defines you. Let me say that, okay? All right, next card. It says future influences. So a lot of y'all finna get fucking paid, baby. Look at that big ass pentacle she holding, okay? Make it fit, guys. Make it the King of Pentacles, right? So this is an earth sign of someone with a lot of earth in their chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is talking about blowing up, creating that financial stability for yourself. This is a twofold card. It's talking about you creating financial stability for yourself. And then number two, it's also talking about you finding your forever person, okay? Your kingdom spouse, whatever you want to refer to them as, your soulmate, whatever you want to call them. But we ain't talking about no fucking twin flames in here. I'm not talking about that, because I hear some people sometimes talking about that, and I'm like, The only twin flames we talk about is them fucking Dusties and Crusties, and we not waiting on none of that. Well, hell, we ain't waiting on nobody, but we damn sure ain't waiting on that shit. Okay, so Spirit is telling you this relationship is going to bring you and your person a lot of possibilities, right? So it's talking about you're going to be able to like authentically be yourself. Let me tell you this. As somebody that has felt the same way you have, Aquarius, like you have had to fucking perform and not be myself, not be my authentic self, it feels so good to motherfucking relax. That's why Spirit keep playing that song in my head. Let's chill. Because this person, I feel like that song is like a double meaning. They not just telling you, let's chill, let's be together. Your person is also telling you, let's chill, let's relax. Let's be our authentic selves with each other. Let's be who we truly are. Because you ain't fully living life too. You living a half life too if you can't be who you are. Okay? Because then that means the people around you don't fucking truly love you because they don't know who you are. They don't know who you are. Some of y'all in the closet about certain things, okay? It could be your sexuality. I don't know why Spirit gave me that to say that, but maybe for some of you in this collective, it could be about your sexuality. And I told you on this channel, we free. We are friendly to all communities, okay? This is not no channel, because to me, I don't understand how people could go through the things that they go through and then want to channel hate to other people. I'm not doing that. We don't do that here. That's why if the wrong people come up in here, they get kicked the fuck out, okay? But I'm also wanting you to understand this person just wants you to be yourself. And when you have anybody in that type of community, like that type of community with anybody, whether it's a lover or it's a friend or it's chosen family, whatever you want to call them, it is a fucking freeing thing. I hear free your mind and the rest will follow by En Vogue. But it's a liberating thing because you feel like you can fucking relax. You be like, I don't have to, pretend this and I don't have to do this. I don't have to do it because that's fucking exhausting, Aquarius. And I feel like a lot of y'all are still doing that because when I'm in this energy reading for you, I feel exhausted. So Spirit is telling you this connection is going to be very adventurous. You and this person, may take a lot of risks, whatever that means to you, because everybody's risks are different. But for some of you, like your person may like to parachute, they may like to jump out of planes. There's going to be somebody that's adrenaline junkie. And for some of y'all love that shit too. Okay? All right. Next thing we're going to take a look at are the external influences. So we got the Nine of Swords here. The boogity boogity boogity. That's what it is. Boogity 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 when I see that thing. It's like the boogeyman. This is the shit when you be telling yourself, oh, that shit, I had all these things happen in the past. Blah, blah, blah. You got to stop. Look, let me tell you this. I keep telling y'all, when you tell those stories, you're telling everybody, even though you may not consciously understand this, you're telling everybody that that's your identity. Whenever you tell your stories about the stuff, and I understand when you get to know people and stuff like that, you may tell certain things. But you got to start to detach from that shit and be like, hey, I went through this, but this is not, in the past, that was my you know, my story, but it's not my story now, right? I'm not saying you can't talk about it. It's how you do it. Because if you keep saying, hey, this happened in the past, or this happened in the past, and because of that, I'm this. This happened in the past, but I refuse to let it define me. I am this now. That's the way you got to do it, okay? And you got to stop making mountains out of molehills. You got to stop, you know, creating, like, blowing shit out of proportion, worrying about things, because I keep telling you, a lot of this shit we be worrying about be shit that don't ever end up even happening. So you got to let that stuff go, okay? And so we got beginnings. It says try again, new direction, starting over. Let go of that old stuff. Stop telling yourself that fucking old shit. Because every time you do that, if you don't do it the right way, I keep telling you, identifying it. It's like you saying you want more. I want, what is it? I want more, sir. I want more, sir. That's what you're saying, okay? All right, next card we're going to take a look at is are your beliefs. So we got the Two of Swords showing up here. This is talking about red flags. Needing to take your head out of the sand. Some of you are afraid to look at certain things, and you know why that is. It's because you know your intuition is telling you deep down inside, you know something is fucked up about it a lot of times. Okay? And especially if it's a situation where the same shit keeps happening over and over and over again, you feel like you on a hamster wheel and you can't fucking get a leg up. It is because you thinking that by you ignoring certain things or pretending that they ain't fucking there, or pretending they're invisible, that they don't have the power to hurt you, or, oh, well, I just won't deal with that and whatever. But what did I just tell you about exposure, right? If you want to conquer your fucking fears, you got to keep going at whatever it is that you keep trying to run from. Because I told you, it's the running from it. Because you thinking you getting somewhere, but you ain't going nowhere. Because you can go halfway around the fucking world trying to run from some shit. And when you take off this blindfold and you take your head out of the sand, the very thing you trying to run from is staring you in the face. Because you know that's where that saying comes from, of wherever you go, you're there, right? Because some people are like, oh, I just gotta get out of here, and if I get out of here, my life could be different. Or if I just do this, you know, my life is gonna be different. I keep telling you, the only way your life gonna be different is if you are different. That's what you gotta understand, okay? Okay. See, we got puzzled, confused, perplexed, conflicted. Okay, let me say this. A lot of you are puzzled and confused about your life right now. I told you, you feel like you're walking through a dark-ass room. Not only a dark room, but you got a fucking blindfold out. Because you know sometimes how when you in a room and the lights are off, there's still light seeping in somewhere, and you can actually see the pieces of furniture or see the things that the items and articles that are in the room. In this case, you feel like not only is the goddamn room dark, but you wearing a goddamn blindfold too, which means you don't fucking see nothing, right? And you're trying to get through whatever this is in this room to get to the other side. And I feel like this dark room for a lot of you is the healing, because there's so many things that you don't want to look at. It's so much shit you don't want to motherfucking see. You bumping into shit. You can't even walk through the room because there's stuff all over the place. This is the room. You're in the room where you've hidden all the shit in your mind. You've compartmentalized all the shit in your mind that you don't want to fucking deal with, Aquarius. But it's time for you to wake the fuck up and do it. It's time for you to kick yourself in the pants and fucking do it. Those of you that are not doing it, okay? All right. Next card we're going to take a look at is the favorable energy. So we got the Temperance card. It says lemon stand. This is about a lot of you having to make lemonade out of lemons. This is the best way to fucking live life. No matter what I end up with, I am okay. All right? Or not putting a fucking label as good or bad on anything. Because if you look back at the old shit, right? Some of these things may have seemed so devastating when it happened. But then when you look back on it, hindsight is 20/20. And Spirit is telling you, you know, that... Or you know, you end up seeing yourself. What a blessing. The very thing you thought was devastating, the blessing that it brought you. Okay? All right, let me get this. I hear You want to be starting something. You got to be starting something. That's what I hear. Too high to get over. Too low to get under. But I don't even feel like it's talking about this person. I feel like this is talking about this is your shit singing to you. Your shit, the shit you got to get over, the things you need to heal. They like, oh, you want to, you want to mess with me? Come on, let's see. Let's see what's going to go on. But it's up to you to be like, okay, I don't care. You got to stop letting this shit have power over you. You giving power to it every time you suppress it, every time you don't want to look at it, every time you don't want to deal with your fears. That's why they grow exponentially like that. Because it's like they know, right? You giving it power and you saying, oh, I don't want to deal with you because you scare me, right? But every time you say that, it's like the snowball going downhill, rolling downhill, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And so it's up to you to stop that momentum, to kill it by starting to look at what you need to look at, Aquarius. So we got opposites aligned here. It says they bring out what you lack and offer what they need. And they bring out what you lack and you offer what they need. This is the beautiful alchemy of complementary energies. This is not just talking about your love life, your soulmate, okay, your life partner. We also talking about these friends, this squad that we're talking about. That's what Spirit is telling you in this reading. That's why I like this reading, because Spirit is not just addressing love, this type of love, not just romantic love. We talking about platonic love, and we talking about other areas of your life as well. I feel like that's a more well-rounded reading, because I hear you can't have one without the other. Meaning, if you're trying to better your life, we need to look at all of it and not just the love portion, not just the romantic portion, okay? Next card we're going to take a look at is what's working against you. So 5 of Wands, okay? This can be inner and outer conflict. It could be the people that you have around you. Also with the 5 of Wands, it can be talking about competition, meaning that if some of you are still in the pick-me energy, you could be competing with other people for certain, I don't know, friendships, certain, those of you that have not left, whoever the person was you were dealing with in the past. This could talk about them trying to put you into competition, but it could also be speaking of the fact that those of you that are healing yourselves, you're going to be stepping into a situation where a lot of people are going to want to compete for you, okay? All right, let's clarify. Too high to get over. So we got shallow. It says hollow, empty, boredom. So this could also be talking about that, like I said, that Dusty and Crusty coming back, wanting to compete for you as well. Hold on. Even though, I don't know what the fuck they be competing for, because they don't even want to fucking treat you right. Yeah, see? Because they fucking envy you. And this could be talking about other people. It don't have to just be romantically. That could be envious of you as well, okay? Next card, we're going to take a look at hopes and or fears. 10 of Swords. A lot of you are afraid that this is what's going to happen again, but you got to stop identifying. When you saying you scared this going to happen again, you opening yourself up to the possibility of it happening. You got to start saying, this was my in the past, this is what happened to me, but I don't fucking identify as that anymore. I identify as Ace of Cups. I identify as 10 of Cups. I identify as the 10 of Pentacles. You need to pick a card or something and start to say, this may have been my past, the past part of my life with the 10 of Swords, but I don't fucking subscribe to that anymore. Okay? I'm letting that go for good. See? No more playing games. No more people, disrespecting you and doing all that crazy stuff. Like I told you, that's why I told you got to start nipping it in the bud. Okay, for some of you, look, we got penny pinching here. This could talk about the old Dusty and Crusty wanting to come back because their finances are fucked up. But for some of you, this could be talking about your finances being fucked up. And I feel like Spirit is saying that a lot of you are about to step into an era where where you're gonna be able to change your finances for the better, like a financial windfall. Okay. All right, last card we're going to take a look at is the outcome for your relationship, and we have the Tower. That's Scorpio energy. And you need to let this fucking tower fall. Cause when it falls, all those fears, all that, them stories you tell yourself, all that stuff, that's what this is about. Spirit is telling you, you're building on sand. If you keep telling yourself this old shit, oh my God, this doesn't work. My relationships are that, and people are this or whatever. You gotta move differently, Aquarius, if you want a different outcome. Look at the shit. I can't fucking make it up. You have trusted friends that are coming your way, Aquarius, but you gotta make way for them. Look. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I just say financial windfall? I just was telling y'all that some of y'all, hell, I feel like those of you that are working on yourself, let me say that. Those of you that are doing the things that you're being recommended to do, you are about to get fucking paid, okay? In a lot of ways. Not only just monetarily. Oh, God, why I can't talk? Not only monetarily, but with people coming into your life. But you got to be strong enough to walk away from that old shit. That's what Spirit is telling you. Because I hear them old people. I want that old thing back. They want to come back, but it's up for you to, it's up to you for you to stand 10 toes down, Aquarius, for yourself and realize you don't fucking deserve that anymore. You don't deserve to have nobody fucking do you like that. Come on, Aquarius. Come on, wake up now. Come on. Let's see what else Spirit wants to tell you. Okay, here we go. Look, again, boundaries. It says you need to hold good boundaries so you don't feel violated. And let me tell you this. When you get into these new relationships here, I'm telling you, it may sound like lip service that I'm giving you when I'm telling you this, but I'm telling you, you're going to be able to relax and be your fucking self. And if there's something that needs to be said, you just say, hey, you look, nip it in the bud, baby. The first time some shit happened, hey, I feel like this. Okay, I'ma need something different. We got to come to Jesus about some stuff. Cause I feel like, cause it shouldn't become a thing where you need to have a fucking full-blown discourse, Aquarius, about it. Okay, if you catch it in the beginning, it's a little thing. You don't feel, if you're triggered at all, you don't feel hugely triggered. And you can just come to some fucking consensus with your person, right? Or whoever it is that you need to talk to. And like I told you, these people are going to hold space for you to set them fucking boundaries. That's what Spirit is telling you. So you going to have to nut up, Aquarius, and do what you need to do. Tell people how you feel and stop worrying about if they walk away or not. Because I keep telling you, rejection is God's protection. If these people walk away from you, they were always going to fucking walk away from you. Okay? And so only because you have to be able to, you have to be free to be in relationships with people where you can fucking test the boundaries. Test the boundaries and where you can test the strength of the relationship, right? Because even if it's something new, it can take a little stress test. And I'm not saying that you looking for shit. Let me look for some shit so I can know. That's not what I'm saying. Because things are going to come up. When issues come up, you need to be able to deal with that. Okay, so Spirit's give me this, I gotta tell the story. Okay. I went out with some of my friends, right, the other day. And we got into this situation with these people that just was not what I would have thought would have been a positive thing. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what it was. But I'm not going to elaborate about it, but I'm just going to keep it on the outside to just prove the point. So I remember when this incident happened, right? We all came together, all of us, and we talked about it. I was like pissed off about whatever, what happened. And the amazing thing was, in the past, the people that I had been surrounded by would dismiss me and just be like, girl, blah, 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 whatever, or not take what I'm saying seriously. But with this particular instance, right, all of them started to love on me, and they was like, hey, you can't let it, bring you down. You can't, what I'm saying? They all had words of encouragement. Let me say it like that. They all had words of encouragement for me. And at the end of the day, I felt like I was being held by my friends. So I'm saying all this to you to say that even when things go down, and looking back on that, let me say that, looking back on that incident, I understand why it happened, because I feel like I needed to understand that the people that I'm running with now, they ain't nothing like them old motherfuckers that would stab you in the back and do all kind of shit. They nothing like it. They when you need to be held, and when I mean that, I'm not saying physically. When you need to be held emotionally, spiritually, mentally, that type of thing, supported, you gonna have that support from these people that are coming into your lives. Okay, that's what Spirit is telling you. Okay, all of them. All right. Okay, then we got the comparison card showing up here. So it says, comparing is unfair. Leave the past behind and see your new love for who they are. So this is Spirit. Spirit is not saying don't compare them so that you can make your decision. That's not what they're saying. They're not telling you to not look back at this person's fucked up behavior, the people in the past, and look at what's going on with this new person. They're not telling you that. What they're talking about is you need to, like, when it comes to like the triggers, the things that, you know, the ways in which you feel like you were traumatized by this old person, don't project them onto this person. That's what I feel like Spirit is saying about that. That you need to give this person a clean slate when they come in. All right? Because these old people don't deserve no clean slate, but this person does, because they weren't responsible for the things that you experienced, just like you weren't responsible for the things that they experienced. Okay? All right, let's get some messages. Let's see what your person wants to tell you, Aquarius. Excuse me, y'all. Okay. I've been working on my self-love and self-worth. So your person, like I told you, they leveling themselves up to be ready for this connection. You need to be doing the same thing. And then look, I fell in love with you the moment we connected. I told you this person is in love with you, Aquarius. I fucking love that shit there. Love it. They loving on you, baby. Okay, let's get some more messages and see what else they want to tell you. I'm trying to find the cards I want to use. Let's do these. But I keep hearing, live your life. Live your life. That's what Spirit is telling you. You need to live your life, Aquarius. Okay, we got I need space. That could be probably from that other motherfucker. And then I think about you all the time. You're always on my mind. That's from your person. Okay, we're going to go back to this deck because I hadn't done this in a minute. Okay. And then we'll get your oracle card to close it out. Okay, we have, thank you for being so patient with me. Okay, and I feel like this person is going to be very patient with you as well, Aquarius. And I know how strong you are, yet I feel so protective of you. So this person, you know, they're going to have your back. They're going to have your back, just like your soul tribe is going to have your back. And then your squad. And then we've got, you make me feel like a kid again on the bottom of the deck. So I told you, you and this person are going to bring out your inner, you know, your inner child with each other. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. Okay? All right, let's get these oracle cards and close out. Okay. Okay, we have natural evolution. It says, let the situation unfold naturally. Okay, and then we also have forever young, a song of youthful playfulness, right? So this is about this person, you know, if it's an age gap relationship, you know, and you're the older person, this person's going to make you feel like you 20 years younger, or how many other years younger, 30 years younger, or whatever, because it's in this collective there's some huge ass age gaps, right? And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just society. It's, you know, society is making up these rules and they bullshit. The reasoning behind them makes no fucking sense. The only reason anybody should be saying something about people of different ages being together is if it's inappropriate. I feel like that's the only time. And to me, inappropriateness is if somebody's a fucking minor. All right? If it ain't something like that, what does it matter? Think about it at the end of the day. What does it matter? Right? You coming together with your person's coming together with you for a reason. Y'all coming together to you know, learn certain things and to teach each other certain things and to create certain things and to have certain missions here and bring light to this earth. And so who cares? Like I told you, at the end of the day, that's what Spirit, I feel like, is also trying to teach us. Don't matter what package it comes in. Don't have to be the same fucking race as you. Because I told you, you not going to learn nothing from somebody that's the same race as you. But you for damn sure going to learn something from somebody that's a different race. You going to understand what their life looks like. They're going to understand what your life looks like. Okay? It's all these different things. Like I said, there's a method to Spirit's madness. It may seem like, what the fuck? I don't know. I'm in this, you know, I'm in the darkness. I'm going through this ascension. I feel like shit. I'm this and that, all this stuff. There's a method to this madness. And when you get on the other side, you reach the other side, all you got to do is look back and all of it will fucking make sense. That's what Spirit is telling you. Okay? All right, Aquarius. Love the fuck out of y'all weird asses. Don't be letting nobody tell you no fucked up shit. Okay? You are the Birkin bag. You are the club everybody wants to get in. And you need to start to carry yourself that way. And you need to not be afraid to dig up what you got to dig up and to do what you got to do. You have to start to be fearless. Okay? You got to start to drop all these limits that we put on ourselves, because that's what it's about too. Drop all these limits. Be a limitless person. Be a fearless person as much as possible when it comes to the things that scare you. And I'm talking about old shit you don't want to address. Oh, if I do that and I bring it up, it's going to make me feel like I'm like, but you need to do that, because it's the suppression that's fucking up your shit. The fact that you're not wanting to look at it, but it's like, look at me. That's why you keep having that anxiety and you feel fearful of it and stuff like that, because the thing is telling you need to look at it. So don't be no fucking punk, Aquarius, because you ain't no motherfucking punk. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Because if you was a fucking punk, you wouldn't be here right now with the things that you've gone through. So don't let that shit come out. You come out on the other side of this shit and it's still tanking you because you won't go back and look at it and grasp whatever it is you need to grasp so you can move on. Okay? All right, Aquarius. Love the fuck out of y'all asses. Stay weird, babies. Bye.